Hey there, crew. This is Keith. How you guys doing today? What we're going to do here today is give you a basic introduction to coins, basically coin collecting 101. What we have here are several types of beginning collections that would be good to start as a set or as single individual coins. We're going to start with the Indian head cents, which span from 1859 to 1909. The Flying Eagle cent was 1856, 7, and 8. Then you have the Liberty nickel, which spanned from 1883 to 1912 with a few hard ones in there. Then we have the Buffalo nickels. We have 1913 to 1938. Now, if you'll notice here, what I have on all the table here is I have a bin of coins, a book, and certified coins. Now, not all of them. I couldn't find a certified coin for the Indian cents. I do apologize. I wish I could have had one on hand, but there's not one on hand in the shop. We have Liberty nickels, Buffalo nickels. And then the next set we have is the Jefferson nickels. They range from 1938 to present. We just got out the first book to show an example with some Cirque War nickels. Lincoln cents range 1909 to present. Again, we have a bowl of Wheaties, as they're called, with the book and a certified coin. And we have a red book. And I'll get back to that red book and why I have the red book on the table. Believe me, it is a good tool for beginning collectors. And then we come up here, and then we have the Mercury dimes, which are 1916 to 1945, which are kind of cool. Roosevelt dimes. You have the silver set that spans from 48 to 64, and then to present, continued with clad, with silver proof starting in 1992. And then you have the Washington quarters, which started in 32 to present. You have several sets along the way in the Washington quarters. You have the 48 to 64, which is a silver version. The clad version goes on all the way from 1965 through present, with a few breakdowns in that, because it stopped at 98. Then you started the state quarters from 99 to 08, and then the territorials in 09, and then the national parks are 2010 to date. Now, they also did a 5-ounce on the national parks, and that's something for another story. And again, with the silver proofs from 1992 forward. Then we have the Walk in Liberty half dollars. They started in 1916 through 47, broke up into 2 books. And what I'd like to refer to, these are H.E. Harris books. And what I like to refer to on these books, I just call them simply pop books, because you just take the coin and you pop them in. Starting small sets like this is a good way to get started. And you have the Franklin set, which spanned from 48 to 63, and it was cut short with the assassination of Kennedy. That would have been a beautiful set to continue on, but, Kennedy was a good president, and so he gets his recognition on the coin in 1964. And what we have here are just 64, bin of 1964, 90% silver Kennedys. Now, the Kennedy book ranges from 64 to 84. However, the set ranges from 64 to present. Not much changes in the set along the way. However, we have an accented hair here in proof, and I'll get you a close-up of that later in the video. So, hopefully we can get everything started. Now we're going to get started on the red book and explain to you why it's here. Now we are back here. I've opened the page to the Mercury dimes. Now, like I said, the Mercury dimes span from 1916 to 45. I think I might have said 47 a while ago, and again, a mistake, but all these videos we try to do unedited. Now, if you'll notice here, it has a listing of grading systems. Now, in the G4, it says letters and date, clear, lines, and hands on fasces, obliterated. That means all this stuff you see in here are pretty well gone. And as it goes up in grade, it says half the sticks on the reverse, they're gone. And then when you get up in it towards the extremely fine, only slight wear on the diagonal lines. That's the lines going across here. Hopefully you can see them pretty good. Yeah, there you go. And then they're worn nearly flat. So this is just an example of how to grade that particular coin. And why the Red Book is so good with beginning coin collectors is because not only does it introduce you into grading on each and every coin. I'm sure we can go to another coin that we can know how to grade with. Let's get to something that's not gold. Here we go. Some piece dollars. As you can see, it's there on the piece dollars, and it's on most of the coinage. Now, what we're going to do is a little bit of a close-up here on a couple of these coins. Like this here is an 1885 Liberty nickel. Now, the Liberty nickels are a good way to start a collection. There's only a few expensive ones. Most of them you can get around $1. The most important thing about beginning a collection, get yourself a Red Book. Look through the Red Book, look online, see what kind of coin you like. Now, don't let anybody fool you, because the Lincoln cents, they may be really inexpensive for the common ones. You know, there's a nice one. It goes in the common Wheaties for 3 to 5 cents, whatever they happen to be going for at the time. They are inexpensive, but because the set is so long, it can be a very, very expensive set to put together, because you got like the 09S VDB, all the teen S's, 14D, 22 plain, 22D. I mean, there's just numerous 31S's in there, 24D, 26S. Those can get quite expensive. The 1909S VDB, I showed you a nice uncirculated one, and that's over $1,000. So that's probably not a set you want to put together as a beginning collector. What I do recommend, I picked up the Buffalo, but I want to go back. If you're a silver stacker, what I recommend is a short set. You go with the Mercury dimes. You don't have to do certified. You can put it in the raw pop book, and I recommend this set right here. Short, it's sweet, it's to the point. It's 1948 to 64. You get your silver, so you're on the track of stacking. However, you can do a set. Now, you don't always have to do sets. There are other ways to go to coin collecting. Find the coin you like. Look at that. Oh, that is a beautiful Roosevelt. This is a 1953D full torch. Look at that. If I twist it just right, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in the video. Right here at the top. Just trying to get it just right. You might be able to see that separation, kind of like you can drive a canoe right through the wraps around the torch. So yeah, those are really sweet. And we also have a Washington quarter. Now this is an old annex holder, which is kind of cool. This is kind of toned. This is a really inexpensive coin. If you are afraid of coins that may or may not be counterfeit, I recommend just buying certified coins. It can ease your mind a little bit. However, some people want to put them in the books. Those are fun ways to accumulate and do sets. I mean, there's no doubt about it. When I first started, I started off with large cents and the Indian heads. Indian heads are nice coins. I mean, you get the wheat reverse. Oops, let's turn it upside down with the shield. And then you get a nice Indian head. I wish I should have at least got a nicer raw one so you could see how they're supposed to look. Because as you get like VG Fine, you're going to need to see that Liberty across the headband. And I don't think there's any in here like that. You might be, yeah, there's a little bit of resemblance of that Liberty there across the headband. Yeah, I can see it. Inexpensive ways are great to start until you learn. You're going to be learning. I've been doing this since I was a kid, over 45 years, and believe it or not, I'm still learning. Right here we have a nice, beautiful Buffalo. Wow, look at that. 1920 MS64. And this is how nice a buffalo can be. Oh, look at that. That versus a 50-cent buffalo. Here's one that'll cost you 50 cents. And here's one that'll cost you somewhere between $100 and $200. But again, that's because this is an early date. You can get like a 1937, 38 plane for under $100. Easily under, probably under $30, $40. But see the difference in that? Look at that. Wow. You can see that third feather there, right behind the neck, real distinct. It's still distinct on the worn one, but when you go down to the date just lashes out at you. Look at how it pops. Now, these early ones, they wore off real easy on the date. So when you get a nice unk one, they're just beautiful, beautiful coins. And Jefferson nickels, another inexpensive set to put together. You can put the entire set together for, I don't know, $60, $100, something like that. Don't have the exact calculations in front of me. But that's just ones you'll put in a pop book. Obviously, you're going to pay a lot more if you get them certified. Look at that 1945S. Now again, what you have to remember when starting a coin collection is you have to do what you can afford to do. Don't sit there and try to overdo yourself. Coming around the other side of the table here. Oops, got my cord on it. So that's not gonna work. Okay, so we're just gonna have to keep stretching across here, guys. Sorry about that. And we wanna go to Walker's. Another set, now a little bit more expensive to do. As you can see, this is what the Walkers are supposed to look like when they're brand new. Beautiful, beautiful set. Wow. And this is that. So, anyway, this is just basically an introduction to coins. But the easiest way, I guess, to get started, and I'm not much of a teacher, so this is an accented hair. Really beautiful mirror on that. I'm not really much of a teacher, but I'm trying to do the best I can here. Until you are confident with your collecting, go for inexpensive coins, inexpensive sets, and definitely, above all, get yourself a red book. A red book will be the beginning guide. Now, a red book is not good, in my opinion. It's not good for pricing coins, but it's good for literature. I mean, there's not a lot of literature, but when you talk about mintages, I mean, look at this. It comes across here a 16 Mercury dime, 16D rather, let's go with that. It's 254,000, so you know that's going to be a rare coin when you look at all these other mintages on the coins. So you know that one's going to cost you a little bit, and in the book it says 800. Now, naturally, that coin, I think you could pick it up for 5 or 6. So on the prices, they're not exactly right, but then they show you going across the grades, and they give you a basic intel. Now, if you don't want to learn by mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes along the way, you can easily learn, cheat. Use PCGS photo grade. That will help you tremendously with the coins. It will help you grade the coins. In order to be an efficient collector, stacker, you really need to know how to grade. If you just want to be a stacker, period, you don't need to know how to grade. You're just going to pile up all this silver back here on this back row. That's all you're going to do. But if you want to collect and learn about collecting, start with PCDS photo grades. Watch some of our educational videos. I'm not going to give you a whole lot in any one video, but I'm going to try to teach you, like this is a basic 101 to coin collecting. My recommendations to start: Liberty nickels, Buffalo nickels, Jefferson nickels, and if we can get to it, Roosevelt dimes. Those are great beginning sets, inexpensive, so when you make the mistakes, and you can go with 32 to 64 Washington quarters also. So if you make the mistakes, it's not going to cost you a fortune. A Franklin, if you like silver, is another good one to go. That one goes for 48 to 63. Another good one. So guys, if you really want to know how to collect, I guess the best way to say it really is make mistakes. Because if you don't make mistakes, you're not going to learn what you did wrong. Now, also, another thing you want to use is a magnifier. Magnifiers are very important because without magnifiers, like, let's go to this. Now, this has probably got a couple in here. Let's try to find a nice cleaned one. Use a magnifier because a magnifier is going to help you find scratched coins. That helps you. If something has like scratches on it or the color is discolored, the odds are it might have been clean. You kind of want to stay away from that. Oh, and also remember, if you have a but about a coin, let's say you're looking at a coin and you say, oh, I like that coin, but it's got this scratch. Oh, I like this coin, but it's got this wrong color on it. That's stuff you got to look at. All of that is important. Oh, this coin looks so good, is what you're saying. I mean, this isn't great coin, but you're like, oh, this coin looks so good. Wow, where does that dot come from? And those are real on Lincolns. It's like here's a good example. Oh, I love this penny. Let's say this is let's say a 22 plain. Oh, I love this penny, and you have the money to buy it, and it's a 22 plain. Of course, this one isn't, but it's a 22 plain. Oh, wow, look. Oh, man, it's got the big mark on it. I like it, but it's got that big mark on it. Don't buy that coin. Because remember, when you're going and collecting 10, 20 years down the road, you're going to be like, I don't remember what I paid for it, but I sure remember why I bought it. Oh, I don't remember what I paid for it. Must have been cheap because it's got this mark on it. So why do you want something like that in your collection in the long haul? You want coins that are going to appreciate. Better dates appreciate. You can never go wrong on a better date, but try not to buy them cleaned. Try not to buy them with any type of environmental damage. I mean, if you're doing a set and then let's say it's like a 16D and you just want a filler just to finish it off, that's an exception. I mean, there are exceptions. But then that's something you'll have to make yourself. Like this here. This coin I've had for about a year. Beautiful coin, key date. The odds are I might never sell it until I retire, which hopefully never. Though it's got one problem. It's a cleaned AU details. That coin is a really hard to get coin. But nobody's going to buy this coin. They're not going to buy it for $1,200, $1,300. They probably would never even buy it for $1,000. However, it's still a tough date. That's why I have such a high price on it. Eventually someone might, but I don't think they will. It's probably going to stay with me until I die. Because it goes back to the rule. If you don't like it, don't buy it. If you have a but, don't buy it. A lot of people would rather spend $2,000 on a nice on a nice unk versus a cleaned AU for $1,000 or less. They would even spend $1,500 on an AU. I've overpaid for plenty of coins, and I just don't know what to say. Butts don't get you coins. Try not to buy clean ones. Look, ask questions with your dealer. Go with your local shop if you're just beginning. Try to learn all you can. And I'm not saying make mistakes. However, what I am saying is please make some mistakes because it's very important to learn. And the only way you can learn is through trial and error. So I don't know how helpful this video was for you guys. I had fun doing it. I love showing off stuff. And, I don't know what else to say except for keep collecting, keep stacking, ask questions along the ways. If your questions are worth warranting and they're helpful in the education, I will be more than happy to pin them. And again, share our videos if you like them. If not, give us a thumbs down, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Anyway, this is Keith. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this content. Bye.